The 4th of July is just a few days away, and it's the busiest holiday of the summer travel season, which means you may be hitting the road with more than 40 million Americans, and that could cause a real big headache. So joining us with some tips and ways to save cash is travel expert Mark Murphy. He's in New York, and he's also the author of Travel Unscripted. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, Allison.
Let's go ahead and start with all of the travel coming up this week. What can people do to avoid, all the traffic and all the craziness that comes along with it?
Should I say stay home?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. What you want to do is get on the road early. Do not travel on July 3rd if you can avoid it. And don't come home on July 7th because those are the two busiest days of this holiday weekend. And this is the biggest holiday of the summer travel season. So I would suggest you do that if at all possible.
Okay, so Mark, people are going to be traveling, all throughout the summer. What is the best way that we can find some great deals?
All right, so number one, you want to avoid traffic. So if you're going to be traveling by car, I would suggest an app called Waze, W-A-Z-E. Download that. That is a crowdsourced app that basically uses GPS to tell you what is ahead of you and reroutes you around potential problems, traffic jams, etc. Another great app is called Gas Buddy. Gas Buddy will tell you, once again, crowdsourced, where people around you are finding the best gas deals. It's almost like having a million friends out there that are telling you where to drive, where to buy gas, etc. And of course, if you're literally in a town and you need a hotel room at the last minute, there's another app called Hotel Tonight, and that can find you cheap last-minute hotel deals. My best travel tip is always talk to a travel agent and get out in front and plan a trip, especially if you're going to go any place for any period of time.
Okay, what about flights? God, every time I go to book a flight, it just seems like the cost goes up and up and up. Is there any way to actually save money on flights? If you're looking to travel over the summer, because we are in the summertime now.
Well, one of the ways is to go ahead and look at connections. Because of all the airline mergers, there's fewer direct and nonstop flights, and there's lots of different combinations. So I would look at connections. I would also look, if you're traveling internationally, it's something called consolidator tickets. They're sold through travel agents, and they are deeply discounted tickets that you can get, especially in business and first class when doing a long-haul flight. Those are two great travel tips for airline travel.
Okay, so I know a lot of us are going to be hitting the road with our kids. Any tips there?
Well, sure. I mean, there's lots of ways to travel with your kids. One of the ways is to find hotels that have the kids eat free type of programs. Some of the properties, especially the resort properties, have basically built-in daycare, so the parents get a break. So check out those. I would look to get to destinations like the Caribbean and Mexico and check out their all-inclusive products. I mean, Mexico is a great value right now, especially if you're traveling as a family, because you don't have to clean up, you don't have to cook, you don't have to take care of the kids all day. They've got people that'll do that for you. So from a kid's standpoint, that's a great way to go.
Okay, got to talk about cruises before I let you go, because, cruise nightmares have been all the rage in the news headlines. Are they a good idea, or are they a bad idea?
I love cruises, and you know what? A lot of people I know love cruises. 20 million people cruised last year. Very few had a problem. And what they have on board are kids programs. So again, if the kids are 3 years and up, most cruise lines can handle that with daycare. If they're 3 months and above, cruise lines like Disney are built for that. So they'll take care of the infants as well. One of the things about cruising that can save you a ton of money is airfare. There's this thing called Homeport Cruising. I'm based in New York right now, and you've got a ton of ships going out of Bayonne, out of New York City. You can get on the new NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line Breakaway, which just did its inaugural this summer, and you save on airfare. You literally drive to the port, you get on the boat, and you are on vacation as you're looking at the skyline of New York City.
That's definitely an idea I can live with. Mark Murphy, thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome.